Good afternoon, Hollydale. This is Mrs. Jones bringing you your afternoon announcements for Thursday, March 26th. Today I'm going to share with you a little bit about what I did today to be creative. And you all are so creative. I've seen you in Mrs. Sirocco's art class and in your own classrooms with your art and your writing and your music. And I'm going to share what I did today to be creative. So here I am in my backyard. I'm going to show you some of the things that helped me be creative today and really inspired me to take out my coloring crayons and my pencils and write and draw. So boys and girls, these are called azaleas, and these are all different colors, and they love to bloom in the springtime. Sometimes my azaleas will bloom in the fall too, but mostly in the spring. They look so beautiful. So you can see they have really lovely flowers. This plant is just about to burst with all the beautiful flowers. And then right next to it I have a white azalea. This little guy here is called a hydrangea, and it is going to grow quite big, and it has beautiful blue and purple flowers when it is mature. Right now it's just coming out of the ground for spring. And I have two right next to each other because one year my daughters gave them to me for my birthday. This tree is called a Camellia. It was very little at one point, but now it's quite big, and it blooms in the winter. So some of the flowers are starting to fall off, but here's one that's still good. Pretty soon it won't have any flowers anymore, but it will stay green all year long. This bush right here is called a honeysuckle, and it looks like quite a mess right now, doesn't it? But pretty soon it will be filled with white flowers, and they smell so sweet. And it's also a great place for honeybees to come and get nectar. These flowers are one of my favorites. I'm not really sure what they're called, but they pop up in the spring very early, and they grow to be a couple feet high. Right now they're just starting to grow, but look at the beautiful, delicate flowers. This plant is just one of my favorites because it's so unusual how it grows. And it grows right in front of my rose bushes. Okay, boys and girls, in order to see the beautiful flowers of this tree, we have to look way up high. This is a cherry tree. I have two really big cherry trees in my yard, and their flowers are just delicate white blossoms. Do you see that? They're bloomed already, so these flowers are about ready to fall. And if you look on the ground, it almost looks like snow. See that? Those are the petals from the flowers that have fallen from the tree. I'm going to show you one more plant that's one of my favorites. As we're walking, I want you to listen to the birds. Do you hear them? So many birds in my neighborhood, and they're all saying, "Hello, wake up everyone. It's morning." These flowers right here are called hostas, and they also are just bursting, but pretty soon this hosta plant will be about as wide as your desk at school. It's quite big. And then right behind it, ooh, look, another azalea. So beautiful. The colors are just inspiring me to do some art today. So today, while I was inspired by nature, I wrote 3 short poems. The first one called Spring. Birds singing while flowers bloom from the earth. The air smells like fresh green grass. Rain forms puddles to splash in. I love spring. So that poem is a sensory poem that brings in what I see, hear, feel, and smell. The second poem involves some alliteration. Listen for the S sound. Spring brings sunshine that shimmers on the land. The last poem is an acrostic poem that takes the word spring written down the side and makes a poem out of each of the letters from the word spring. Sunshine brings petals that look radiant. Inspiration to notice all that grows. You could do some of these poems at home. Lastly, I just drew one of the azaleas that was blooming and some of my favorite flowers sprouting from the ground. So have a great afternoon. Tomorrow's Friday. It's going to be a great day. I hope that you are inspired to go outside in nature and be creative too.